My fiance said, "I can't do this wedding. I'm in love with someone else." I replied, "Bet." The wedding was literally 2 weeks away. We'd already dropped $30,000 on the wedding, but who cares, right? Regina's confession came tumbling out in waves. It was Spencer from her job. They'd been having an affair for 3 months, meeting at his apartment during lunch breaks, telling their coworkers they were at client meetings. "Spencer makes me feel alive, Raymond. He's spontaneous and exciting. You're just so predictable," she said, as if my reliability was a character flaw. Apparently, I was too safe, too focused on our 5-year plan that included a house in Westchester and kids by 32. Spencer rode a motorcycle and talked about starting his own agency. He didn't care about 401ks or mortgage rates. She kept apologizing between explanations, mascara running down her cheeks, but I noticed she'd already taken off the engagement ring and placed it between us on the table like evidence at a crime scene. My stomach churned as I stared at that ring, remembering how I'd spent 2 months searching for the perfect diamond, how she'd sobbed with joy when I proposed at her favorite restaurant. I spent the next 3 days in a fog of humiliation and rage, canceling everything I could, getting back what money was possible, which wasn't much. The venue kept their deposit, obviously. My parents helped me call all 150 guests, telling them the wedding was off, no explanation needed. My mom kept hugging me randomly, tears in her eyes, while my dad muttered about that ungrateful girl under his breath. Everyone was shocked, but trying to be supportive in that awkward way people get when they don't know whose side to take. The honeymoon tickets were completely stuck though. No refunds, no credit, no date changes. Use them or lose them, the airline said. So I thought, screw it, I'll use them. Regina could enjoy her exciting Spencer while I disappeared to Italy. 2 weeks later, I was sitting alone at a wine bar in Trastevere. For the first time in 2 years, I didn't have to check with anyone about dinner plans or worry about someone else's dietary restrictions. Regina was lactose intolerant, gluten sensitive when it was trendy, and constantly worried about carbs. So I ordered the biggest bowl of cacio e pepe I could find and a full carafe of house wine, posting a photo on Instagram with the caption, "Honeymoon for one, never been happier." My phone immediately exploded with likes and comments. Within an hour, my friend Jake texted me, "Dude, Regina saw your post and she's pissed. She's at happy hour ranting about how you're being petty and immature, going on the honeymoon without her." I smiled for the first time in weeks. Good, let her be annoyed. She was probably expecting me to stay home crying into my pillow. The next morning, while trying to figure out the map to the Vatican, a woman at my hostel's breakfast table asked in accented English if I needed help. Adriana was a photographer from Naples, in Rome, for a gallery showing. She had dark curly hair that she kept pushing behind her ears, and this incredible laugh that filled the entire dining room. She offered to show me the real Rome, not the tourist traps from my guidebook. We spent the entire day wandering through Testaccio Market, eating suppli from street vendors, drinking espresso at tiny bars where no one spoke English. She taught me Italian curse words and made fun of my pronunciation. By dinner, we were sharing a bottle of wine at her friend's restaurant, this tiny place with only 6 tables where her friend's grandmother made everything from scratch. We spent the next 10 days together. She showed me hidden churches with incredible frescoes, took me to photograph sunrise at the Orange Garden, taught me to make real carbonara in her aunt's kitchen. Every morning felt like an adventure I was actually choosing, not something planned out in a color-coded spreadsheet like my entire relationship with Regina had been. Adriana just liked that I made her laugh and that I was willing to try anything she suggested. 3 months later, I got 17 missed calls from Regina, followed by a desperate voicemail. "Raymond, please call me back. I made the biggest mistake of my life. Spencer was nothing, just a stupid fling. You're the one I want to marry. I'll do anything, please." Then came the emails, long, rambling messages about how Spencer had been fired for inappropriate workplace conduct, how he dumped her for a 23-year-old bartender. "We can still have our spring wedding. I already called the venue to check availability. Please, Raymond, we were perfect together. I just got scared," she wrote. I showed the email to Adriana, who was visiting me in the States for the first time. She read it while sitting in my kitchen, drinking coffee from the same mug I'd held when Regina ended everything. Adriana looked up at me, grinned, and said in her perfect Italian accent, "Should we tell her about our plans to move to Naples next month?"